तपस्वाध्यायशुश्रूषा कृष्णपूजारतं मुनिं विश्वेशमिष्टदं वन्दे परिव्राट्चक्रवर्तिनम्. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Hari Om to all. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita session. Today we are going to look at Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 16. In the previous verse, Krishna said that pleasure and pain are temporary and must be tolerated. Now, a deeper question arises. If heat, cold, pleasure and pain are temporary, then what is truly real and what is temporary? What is eternal and what is only appearing for some time? Krishna in this verse answers this foundational question. This verse gives a basic principle for understanding reality itself. Let us look at the verse first. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 16. Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate satah ubhayorapi drishtontastu anayos tattvadarshibhihi. Na, not, asataha, of the unreal or temporary, vidyate, exists, bhavaha, true being or real existence or permanency. Na, not, abhavaha, non-existence, vidyate, exists, sataha, of the real or eternal. Ubhayoho, of both, api, indeed, drishtaha, seen or realized, antaha, final truth or conclusion or difference. Tu, but anayoho, of these two, tattvadarshibihi, by the seers of the truth. Simple meaning of the verse: the unreal has no true existence, and the real never ceases to exist. The final truth about both has been seen by the seers of the reality. Let us look at the deeper explanation of this verse. Nasato vidyate bhavaha. Krishna says that which is Asat has no true existence. Here, Asat does not mean absolute non-existence. It means Asat means that which is temporary, that which is changing, that which is dependent, that which is perishable. It means this includes the body, sensory experiences, material forms, and worldly conditions. They all appear, remain for some time, and disappear. So, they do not possess permanent reality. For example, a flower blooms today. It was not visible before, and after some days, it perishes. So, its presence is very temporary. It is real in experience, but not eternal. Na bhavo vidyate satah. That which is sat never becomes non-existent. Here, sat means that which is eternal, that which is unchanging, that which is imperishable, and that which is always existing. This refers primarily to the soul and ultimate reality. The soul never comes into being for the first time, and it never goes out of being. It remains through all changes of the body and circumstances. Ubhayorapi drushtontaha. The conclusion about both has been seen. Conclusion about Sat and Asat both has been seen. Krishna is not speaking speculation here. This is not just a philosophical guess. It is experienced. This is the conclusion realized by those who have seen the truth. They know what is temporary, what is eternal. And they know what is temporary, what is eternal. The wise do not confuse the two. They will never ever get confused about Sat and Asat. Tu anayoho tattvadarshibhihi. The truth about two, Sat and Asat, has been understood by Tattvadarshis, seers of the truth. These are not merely scholars who know words. They are those who have directly understood the distinction between body and soul, changing and unchanging, and temporary and eternal. So, Krishna is giving not theory, but the realized conclusion of the wise. This verse does not mean that the world is totally non-existent. Krishna is not saying the world is nothing. He is saying the world is experienced world is functional, but world is changing and temporary. So, it is called Asat in the sense of being non-permanent, not in the sense of total not being. Why Krishna saying this thing here? Because Arjuna is grieving because he is seeing everything only through bodily identity. Krishna now corrects that mistake. If the body is temporary and soul is eternal and permanent, and then grief based only on bodily destruction is born from confusion. So, this verse is meant to remove the root of Arjuna's sorrow. That is why he is saying which is Sat and which is Asat. Let us look at what other Acharya says about this verse. Shankaracharya ji says, that which changes cannot be absolutely real. He explains that all changing forms, body, heat, cold, pleasure and pain, do not have independent reality. They are dependent on causes and are not present before origination or after destruction. He gives a subtle insight. In every experiences, there are two awarenesses. Awareness of the changing object, awareness of existing itself. The object awareness changes. The awareness of existence remains. So, changing object unreal in the ultimate sense, that is Asat. Constant existence is real, that is Sat. He also compares this to mirage water. It appears, but its appearance does not make it ultimately real. And then what Madhvacharya ji says? Madhvacharya ji says soul is eternal, and this is verified by the Vedas. He explains that Sat and Asat here should not be misunderstood. Prakriti, Purusha and time all have eternal dimensions. But the manifest forms and bodily experiences are changing. He also draws a practical line. Sadbhava is connected with righteousness, harmony and true disposition. Asadbhava is connected with sorrow, confusion and deviation. So, this verse does not deny the functional appearance of the world. It emphasizes a spiritual truth, changing manifestation, is not the ultimate reality. What Ramanujacharya ji says here, Ramanujacharya clearly identifies body as Asat, temporary and perishable, soul as Sat, eternal and imperishable. He strongly clarifies that temporary does not mean mithya or non-existent. The word exists, but it is perishable. He also rejects forcing this verse into a different philosophical framework. Krishna's purpose here is practical and immediate. To remove Arjuna's delusion by helping him distinguish the temporary body from the eternal soul. He further supports this with Vedic understanding that God, soul and Maya are all eternal principles, but material forms are transient. What Keshava Kashmiri ji says here, Nimbaditya ji, he explains that without spiritual intelligence, one cannot understand how things like pain, heat, cold, and bodily sufferings are temporary while the soul is eternal. Because ordinary experience overwhelms people. But those who have realized the truth understand that temporary bodily experiences come and go. The soul never perishes. So, the real nature of duration and termination or suspension can only be known by those established in higher wisdom. So, nasato vidyate bhavaha nabhavo vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drushtontastu anayos tattvadarshibhi. The people who saw the truth, who have realization, they definitely going to have a distinguished knowledge about Sat and Asat, which is real, which is unreal, which is temporary, which is permanent. They will have that type of knowledge. Krishna gives a very basic and powerful truth here. That which is temporary cannot be the ultimate reality. That which is eternal can never stop existing. If I confuse the temporary with eternal, I suffer. If I see the distinction clearly, sorrow begins to dissolve. This verse lays the foundation for everything that follows in the Gita. Body is changing, soul is eternal. Confusions come from mixing the two. Krishna will continue by explaining that eternal reality more directly in the next verse. What happens next? That we will see in the next session. Until that, Hari Om to all. God bless you all. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaah. ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖವಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಓಂ ಶಂ.